Is it time for the Saints to move on from Alvin Kamara, or is it just a bunch of random things that the internet is just trying to stir things up in Who Dat Nation? Find out on today's episode on the Who Dat Weekly. Let's hit that intro, gang. Welcome to the Who Dat Weekly, featuring the Dirty Devils, finest Christopher J. Spies. How's everybody doing today, y'all? I'm so glad you guys could join us on a very cold and rainy Saturday evening. So for everybody in the South, I hope you guys got your pipes all wrapped up, and I hope y'all are prepared for the ice storm headed our way. So please, for the love of God, please be safe. Because, you know, ice down here in the South is not natural, and for us to get something as significant as this ice storm coming up this weekend, yeah, just please be safe, because last thing I want to see is y'all's cars upside down on a slippery I-10 here in New Orleans, but regardless, hope everybody's having a great night tonight. I'm very excited to talk a little football with y'all this evening, so... as y'all might have noticed that there's some interesting conversations going on regarding Alvin Kamara, and I'm going to touch up on that in just a moment. But for those, before I get into that, let's ask the question of the day. Who do you think is winning in the conference championship games this weekend? So to run it by real quick, we got Alvin Kamara. Oh, wow. Whoops, wrong person and really wrong team. We got the Broncos and Patriots. We got the Seahawks and Rams, and I'm going to go over both those games very quickly very soon. So, but first things first, I just want to ask the question of the day. Who do you think is winning that either conference championship games? Alrighty, let's get into today's episode, y'all. So, and today's episode is sponsored by Inspired Tutoring, which I kind of forgot to put up slides for that, but that's alright. I'm doing my own advertising. So, Inspired Tutoring, they are a local North Shore, aka Slidell, tutoring business, and they can help your kids with any kind of educational needs. They teach all sorts of subjects from math, English, you name it. Like, if your kid is struggling in school, contact them at 985-285-1349, or also 985, I forgot the other number, but that's all right. I will post that later on in once the video wraps up. So, but that's today's sponsor for today, and let's go ahead and get into this episode. So, let's address Alvin Kamara. So, I think, and this is just something I've kind of noticed from social media off and on, and like there are some people wondering if Alvin Kamara is going to return for another season. Now, realistically, I think he will, but I want to entertain the idea of what happens if he doesn't. So, Alvin Kamara, as we all know, it's a very valuable player for the New Orleans Saints, and he's a must-have usually for this team because he's like one of the Saints' greatest running backs in team history. But sadly, as the years have gone by, we've all kind of noticed he's kind of gone downhill, unfortunately. So, and especially last season. Last season, he didn't, like, after he got, I think it was some kind of leg injury or an ankle injury, I forget. But this past season, he didn't even show up for the rest of the season. Like, he got injured and he just never came back. Now, how severe was his injury that would cause him to be out for the rest of the year? I could not tell you. But I guess it was severe enough for him to just simply stay out for the rest of the year. And it worked out in the end. We finished strong, and I'm very happy about that. And we got to see some of the future players on this team. Well, when I say future, I mean the future playing on the field. And I'm saying like Devin Neal was out there. We saw Estime was out there as well. Like so potential players that could possibly make an impact for next season. Now, we'll talk more about that later on. But as of right now, we saw a good glimpse of what the future could hold if these two players were out there on the field. Now, we had another guy, but unfortunately he went down with an injury, sadly. And then before that, we had Kendry Miller, who went down way too soon. Poor guy. I'm going to talk about him momentarily as well. But the key focus here is on Alvin Kamara. The question for him I have is, how much does he have left in the tank? Like, how much does he have? Like, every year, it just seems like we keep seeing him looking like he's in the greatest shape of his life, only to go down with some random injury, and he's just not been himself anymore. So, it has me really questioning, is he worth bringing back for another year? Now, I know I've seen him personally say, or really publicly say, that if the team was ever to try and trade him, he would just simply retire first. And look, I would prefer that he retire over getting traded or being released or anything like that, if I'm being honest with y'all. But at the same time, it's coming to the point where it's becoming a problem every year that he's just not available for the most part. Like, and plus he's turning 30 this year, I believe. And usually for running backs, when they get that when they hit 30 years old or above, that's usually when their career kind of starts going downhill just a little bit. Not like a huge nosedive or anything like that, unless you're just a really crappy running back, but that's not Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara, as we know, has been one of the team's best running backs since Mark Ingram, since Deuce McAllister. I could go on and on. But in regards to Alvin Kamara, like, it's just becoming a huge question of, is he going to be fully available for next season, and can he actually last another year? Honestly, his writing might be on the wall. His writing might be on the wall for next year, but honestly, I really don't know. I just don't know. So that's why I think it's a good idea to like talk about his future now, because the team is getting younger. That's pretty evident. It's under Kellen Moore, who we all know we saw him blossom late into the season as an offensive play caller and a head coach, of course. But it just seemed like Alvin Kamara just didn't exactly fit this offense. And I'm not vouching that we should trade him. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Like, I have his jersey on for a reason. I bought his jersey. I got the gold version. I got the standard black one. Like, I am not vouching that we should trade him or cut him or do anything of the sort. I think that is entirely up to him and see where his mindset's at. But if I had to guess where his mindset is at, I want to say he's kind of on the verge of like just calling it a career. Like, you had one hell of a career. You were a talented running back that we took out of Tennessee, out of Hope for the Prairie, because, I mean, he was a part of a Tennessee squad that really wasn't well known. Well, actually, no. Let me rephrase that. They were well known, but they were just not good. So, I remember the day we drafted, and I'm like, really, this guy who played for that Tennessee team? That Tennessee team wasn't that good at all. In fact, they were trash. So I was like, I hope you know what you're doing, Saints. And sure enough, that was the biggest blessing we could ever ask for. And that's something the Saints have just been so good at for as long as I've been alive. They just find players out of a diamond mine, and they just find a diamond. And Kamara was just that. And he played his heart out for it's 2026 now, so I think it's been like 9-10 years he's been playing for us. Actually, I think it's 9-10 years. So he's had one hell of a career with us, but it is starting to get to that point to where we should start considering finding his replacement, especially with this coming draft coming up. Now, the draft, everybody's been mentioning Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, and that is a one solid pick. I could definitely see him in black and gold, but the question will he be available? I don't know yet. So, but again, this all just really falls on Alvin Kamara on where he stands in regards to his retirement. So whether he's going to retire this year or he's going to give it one more year, I don't know what he's planning on doing. I guess we'll find out later this offseason when we get maybe a little more clearer answers, especially when the playoffs wrap up, even though we're not in the playoffs or anything like that. But it's just something we need to know moving forward, because we moved on from a lot of players this past season. Like as I mentioned in my previous video, like a majority of Dennis Allen's players are not playing on that field, and the only few that did not last very long. Kendre Miller was one of them, unfortunately, and that's a guy who I mentioned this past offseason, really this past season. I said that he's probably got his one last shot with us, and he probably won't make it. And while he did play, he did not last long. He lasted 4 games or something like that. Kendre Miller, I think he blew his last shot. I think he's out the door for certain this week. But now it just comes down to Alvin Kamara. What's going to happen with him? I don't know yet. So as of right now, speculation's up in the air that maybe it might be wise to trade him. Maybe we get a draft pick out of him. I don't know. But at this point, he's 30 years old. He's getting up to that old age running back. What's the word I'm looking for? That group of running backs that are aging, and we know they're good, but they're not. They're getting old. The old age running back group is what I guess is a better way to describe him. But all in all, I don't see him maybe return. I mean, I could see him maybe returning for one more year, but I don't know for certain. So do not quote me on that. Regardless, I would love for him to stay one more year. I would love to see him flourish under a more well-constructed offense, which I firmly believe Coach Kellen Moore is going to spend this offseason doing, because we got the defense. That's pretty evident. The offense has definitely got some things going for them, and it happened late in the season. That's a given, but at the same time, we saw a lot of good things, especially at quarterback. I've already mentioned about how good Tyler Shuck is, who, by the way, is a finalist for Rookie of the Year, which I'm so proud of him. I don't know if he'll win it or not, but I think he will. I think he stands out. I might be a little bit biased towards that, but I think he'll stand out among all the rookies. But that's a different discussion. But in regards to like what the offense will look like next season, with who we might draft and who we might bring in, I couldn't tell you who the Saints have eyes on right now. It's too early for that. As soon as the offseason really kicks in, all the free agent signings start going haywire, I'll definitely let y'all know who the Saints have eyes on. So, but as of now, I don't know for certain. So right now, it's just too early. But it's just fun to speculate what the Saints need to do. Especially for this offseason, but in particular for Alvin Kamara, I feel like if he would have stayed one more year, I think it would be really beneficial, so that way he can go out with a bang, hopefully, and hopefully we'll have a stronger O-line to where we can establish a really better running game. I know the running game was starting to get established late in the season, but that's late in the season for a reason. So my hope is that we can just continue building that O-line, get that run game established, and maybe if Alvin Kamara wants to play one more year with us, then fabulous. Come on in. Well, you're always welcomed on this team. I mean, you're on this team anyway, so Yeah, so with that being said, that's kind of my takes on the Alvin Kamara rumors that are flying around here and there. Now there's some people who say they want him. There's some people who say we should trade him to like these playoff contender teams. I'm like, first off, that's never gonna happen. Second off, he already mentioned that if he were to be traded, he's gonna simply retire. That is that. So I don't even if the Saints entertain the idea, he's gonna put his step down on that one. So his foot down on that one. Excuse me. So yeah. Anyway, so kind of that's all I got for the Alvin Kamara segment of this episode. So let's go ahead and talk about what off-season moves the Saints need. Now I kind of briefly touched up on. I kind of already touched up on a little bit, and that's primarily the offense. I think the offense needs to be the center focus moving forward this offseason. I think I already touched up on interior linemen. I think we should trade Cesar Ruiz. He definitely needs to be traded. Like this, he's killing that interior O line. I can't emphasize that enough. He's just not good enough for that offensive line, and he's not been good enough. Period. It's like he'll have his good games here and there, but it's overall he's just been mediocre. He's gonna get Tyler Shuck killed back there. So now I have seen a few prospects from college football. There's a few guys from, of course, yours truly, Ole Miss. They have one of the best O lines in the nation, and for good reason. Like they allowed the fewest sacks in the SEC. Now, can I name them one by one? No, I mean there's too many of them. But some of the Miami offensive linemen I could see potentially be good picks for the interior. Like I think that would be a really good one to go after. Now, do I prefer that we wait till the second round? Absolutely. I would rather we wait till the second round to be picking linemen because I am sick of picking offensive linemen in the first round. Like, I get it. We need better linemen, but we have been doing first round draft picks on linemen for the last 5, 6, 7 years, and we've only had 2 good players show out most recently. Yeah, you have to change your strategy on that one for certain. So, but in regards to the O line, if we were to pick somebody, pick somebody from Miami, from Ole Miss, Oregon. Like I've been keeping my eye out for some of these O lines that I've personally seen. And I think they would be some good fits for the O-line right there. So I'll have to do a little more research on their names so I can put them in my draft prospect list I'm still working on. But yeah, there's a couple prospects I have out there. I just haven't made a list of them yet, and I'll go over them later on. So anyway, next thing on the Saints' agenda is getting some weapons. Absolutely get some weapons. Now, if we had the first round pick, I would get a weapon. Like, get a running back, get a wide receiver. If you want to wait till, maybe second or third round for a wide receiver, then go for it. Because, we've had some pretty good lucky charms in the second, third round with wide receivers, as we've done in past drafts before. But, depending on what Alvin Kamara does, it would be a good idea to get a running back where we stand right now. Right now, we're at pick 8 in the draft, and that would probably be a good idea to get Alvin Kamara's replacement right there and then. At the same time, I would not be against getting a defensive lineman for the edge tackle position. Assuming. Well, I don't know if I can say assuming, because I don't know if Cameron Jordan wants to return for another year. That's another thing we got to figure out, is if he's returning another year. Is DeMario Davis coming back for another year? Those are the 2 guys I'm going to keep my eye out for this offseason, because after the way the season ended, at first it made it sound like they were thinking about probably calling a career, but after the way we ended last season, now it's got me thinking they want to come back for another year. So will it happen? We'll find out later on down the road. But those are 2 position players. Those are 2 particular positions that we would definitely should invest into those spots, because you're not going to get another DeMario Davis. You're most definitely not going to get another Cameron Jordan. If you do, then we were just straight up lucky. What we got in Chase Young so far has been so promising. I absolutely love how he ended the season. Like, he ended up being one of the best, most dominant defensive players on our team, despite how the team ended up this season. But it's those bright spots that has me very comfortable with the D line as it is. But it is a good idea to invest into that D line some more. Sorry about that. That was a massive thunder strike. I did not like that. You probably didn't hear that. I just heard from my own condo here. But anyway, so D-line. Yes, so D-line. I think it would be a good idea to invest a D-line on the 8th pick of the draft. Now, there's quite a plenty of defensive linemen in this draft coming up. Now, I'll have to narrow down for y'all some more. But one guy in particular, the Miami player whose name escapes me, but I will find him out later on. The Miami player who was causing havoc all season long, including against my Ole Miss Rebels, he's somebody I would definitely entertain a first-round draft pick on. I think he would be a solid pick at 8, and I wouldn't be upset about it either. Like, even though we need offensive weapons, having him, whoo, that would be something, man. So, yeah. Anyway, so the next thing on the agenda, as far as weapons go, I think I already touched up with the defensive players. I think I just merged the both of them together. My bad, y'all. Sometimes I talk so fast that I forget. Sometimes I just talk so fast. I'm like, what did I say beforehand? So it's that big Southern Louisiana mouth of mine. So, yes, that's right. All right, so let's talk about the playoffs coming up. Well, what am I talking about? The playoffs are starting as we speak. So let's talk about the conference championship game. So we got Bills and Seahawks, Broncos and Patriots. Now, this is a motley crew because this is like the complete opposite of what I expected to happen prior to this season beginning. I really thought it was going to be a certain number of teams, the same usual teams that we've been seeing, like especially on the AFC side. Like we got Chiefs, Ravens, Bills. I can't think of anybody else. Chargers, I guess. I mean, they were in it this year, but their usual one and done. But in the NFC side, I was thinking it was going to be Eagles. It was going to be the Buccaneers. Who else the Lions. And we really just didn't get any of those teams except for maybe a few. Like the Eagles were in it, but they went one and done. The Buccaneers just missed it because we lost. Sucks to suck, Buccaneer fans. But yeah, and then Detroit they fell apart this year. Not completely, but they just fell apart. And then the Chiefs, talk about falling apart. They didn't fall apart. They just self-destructed. They stepped on multiple landmines and blew up in 5 different directions. Yeah, in fact, they were so bad they were just as bad as my Saints. That's embarrassing to think about. Yeah, so this playoffs has just been the complete opposite of what I was thinking. That's why this year's group is kind of fascinating because you got the Seahawks. They got not Andy Dalton. What's that dude's name? Lego head guy. His name will come to me. But they got that guy. And then they got Matthew Stafford, who's probably looking to try to add to his add a ring to his fingers, and he's probably gonna be running out of fingers at this rate. And then on the other side, you got the Broncos, who are starting Jarrett Stidham because Bo Nix went out for the season with a broken ankle bone. Talk about a big time ouch. And then they're going up against a very good Patriots team that is just reminding me way too much of Tom Brady and the gang back in those days. God, I do not miss that at all. So, but anyway, yeah. So who do I have winning that matchup? And that is actually today's question. If for those tuning in just now, today's question is: who do you have winning each conference championship? For me, I'm going to start with The Rams and Seahawks. This one is gonna be a classic, I think. Now, I said that last week with the Seahawks and Niners game, and, well, the Seahawks just won so handsomely that the Niners just forgot there was a game that day. The Seahawks just murdered the Seahawks murdered the San Francisco 49ers. It was crazy. It started off kind of close, but then the Seahawks just absolutely ran away with it. Like, the Niners just could not get anything done. The Seahawks just ran all over. In fact, it just reminded me of what the Seahawks did to my Saints back in Week 4. That's how good the Seahawks were. Like, they were just stupid good. Their defense is good. Their offense has been really good. I'm drawing a blank of what that guy's name is. Hold on, I gotta look him up real quick. But I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Let's see. Rams, Seahawks. Who is their quarterback? I forget. Sam Darnold. Okay, there we go. I knew it was something. I kept wanting to say Andy Dalton. I was like, that's not right. He's still in the Panthers. But regardless, but yeah, so that's gonna be a matchup I am very what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I can't wait to watch this game, period. Like, I'm excited about this game because you got Sam Darnold, of all people. Yes, it still blows my mind. We're talking about Sam Darnold, one of the best quarterbacks in the league this year. Say that sentence 5 times fast and just like, what? Did I really just say that out loud? Like, we're talking about Sam Darnold, the guy who stunk with the Jets for his entire career, was a backup his entire career. Next thing you know, the year before, starts with the Vikings because their rookie quarterback was injured right before the season started, and he leads the Vikings to a playoff appearance. They didn't win, but he still led to a playoff appearance. Next thing you know, he gets signed up by the Seattle Seahawks, and next thing you know, the Seahawks, here they are, number 1 seed, competing for a Super Bowl, just one win away. You couldn't ask anything better than that for Sam Darnold. In fact, he's a guy I would not mind seeing him win a Super Bowl, just so he can laugh at the Jets' faces. Because the Jets, we all know the Jets. The Jets suck. The Jets are so bad. Like the last time they were relevant was when I was a teenager, and they had what's that dude's name? Mark Sanchez. Yeah, Mark Sanchez was their quarterback, and that was the last time the Jets were good. They have not been to the playoffs since then. Like, they have not seen the playoffs since 2011, I think. It might have been 2011, I forget. But I know it's been a very long time for the Jets. And Sam Darnold was one of the best quarterbacks in college in his time. So for him to just have this comeback story of the year, I just hope he wins it all. And I still have a personal vendetta against the Los Angeles Rams. I have not forgotten about the missed call. I'm sorry, Rams fans. You can just call me a petty, salty Saints fan over that one game. I still haven't forgotten about that, and it makes me mad. I'm even thinking about it right now. But still. But yeah, I hope Sam Darnold wins it this weekend. In fact, honestly, the Seattle team as a whole, outside of Sam Darnold, has just been so good. Like, Los Angeles, yeah, they're good too. Don't get me wrong. Hate you guys, but they're good too. But Seattle, man. This is a Seattle team that reminds me of the Legion of Boom Seattle team that we saw many years ago. Like when they had Richard Sherman, they had what's the quarterback? What's his name? Mr. Fudge. Why am I drawing a blank at his name? Like, I'm so bad with names, y'all. I do apologize if I'm just I'm not that forgetful, but I just draw blanket names when I have to think about the names. I see a player, I'm like, oh yeah, I know this guy. And when I have to talk about him, I was like, what's that guy's name again? So, but you guys know who I'm talking about. So, anyway, but yeah, like, this Seattle team looks like they could just simply go win it all. And that's why they are the team I think that's going to win this championship game coming up. I think it's going to be a close one. Much closer than I thought was going to happen last week against the Niners. This time, I think they're going to get the job done. They're going to beat LA, And I know they split the series this year, so it's going to be a dogfight. But I think the Seahawks are just a team to beat this year, and they're going to be the team that make the Super Bowl this time around. I got them winning by 3 points. In fact, my score prediction is 30-27. That's how close I think it's going to be. Like the Seahawks, they got offense. The Rams also have offense. Either side's defense is probably going to struggle to stop the other, but it just comes down to which defense comes out and which offense is going to score the most points. So I think it's going to be the Seahawks winning 30-27. Now, we move on to the Patriots and Broncos game. Now, if Bo Nix was playing this weekend, I would say the Broncos have a slight edge. But I do acknowledge the Patriots are a really good team. But they don't have Bo Nix. They got Jared Stidham. And yes, to you Bronco fans, I don't know if anyone's from Broncos country is tuning in. Russell Wilson. Wow. See what I mean, y'all? It just came to me. Russell Wilson. That's who I was trying to think of. I just couldn't think of his name. It was Russell Wilson. It's still a good quarterback, though. Like, I still respect him. But anyway, not the point. But Denver. I think Denver is screwed this weekend because they got Jared Stidham. Jared Stidham, who hasn't played football in a whole year. The last time he probably played was preseason. And that was 6 months ago or something like that. It's been a long time since that dude played a full game of football. You expect me to believe that Jared Stidham, of all people, is going to walk out on that field and take out the New England Patriots? No. You're joking. Like, I just love Sean Payton's comment right after the game saying, after he told everybody that Bo Nix is out for the season, he said that they had the best backup quarterback in all the NFL. I'm like, who's the best backup? Last I checked, that was either Spencer Rattler or Jameis Winston. Like, and then he mentions Jared Stidham. I'm like, Jared Stidham? Are you kidding me? No. Sean, look, I love you, bro. I still love you. Like, you're still my boy, but come on, man. You got to be smarter than that. Come on. You're kidding me, right? Look, you may have a defense that will definitely give the Patriots some problems, but the Patriots also have a defense that should give your quarterback problems. Like, the Patriots are a good team, and without Bo Nix, honestly, and look, I know Bo Nix can be a hit or miss with some fans. Like, I think he's pretty solid, but he's definitely better than Jared Stidham. Like, come on, man. Let's be real here. So, yeah, so, like, I think the Broncos are absolutely screwed. I think the Patriots are going to win by at least 10 points. At least. It could be more than that, for all I know. I mean, it could be more than 17 points, for all I know. But I'm going to keep it realistic. I think the Patriots will win by 10, and they're going to make life miserable for Jared Stidham. I have the Patriots winning. I think they're going to win 31-20. I think that's a pretty solid score there. So, I mean, if the Patriots, wrong team. If the Broncos end up getting 20 points, that's going to be wild. But personally, I just don't see that happening. If Jared, okay, I'll say this. If Jared Stidham does beat the Patriots, name something in the comment section, and I will try to do that. I can't guarantee that I will do it, but just name something in the comment section, and please be nice about it, of course, because I don't want to die or anything like that. But name something in the comment section. I will look over and I'll pick a top 5 punishment, and we will go from there. How about that? So, yeah. But that's only if Jared Stidham finds a way to help the Broncos beat the Patriots. But right now, I don't see that happening whatsoever. So, yeah. Anyway, so, all right. So that's all for today's content. So I am planning. So this is a little announcement. I am trying to find a way to where I can stream while also play Madden NFL at the same time, just to give my channel a bit of a boost, because I know there's some NFL gamers out there, and I'm not saying I'm a pro at it. I just love playing the game. I think it's a lot of fun. Plus, I and for us Who Dat Nation, I'm sure y'all would love to see me struggle as I play as the New Orleans Saints half the time. So, but anyway, so I'm gonna be playing around with that, trying to see how can I connect my streaming to the Xbox that I have here, because I don't have one of those gaming PCs or anything like that. So, but I'm gonna be working on something during this off season, trying to improve my channel to the fullest and try to bring out the best content and most quality content I can think of. So, but yeah. Anyway. Well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I'm glad you guys could enjoy this video. If you guys like this video, please leave a like. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Help me get to 500 if y'all can. I'm at 193 last I checked. And I'm just looking to grow my channel and just bring the best content I can bring to y'all. So, with that being said, hope you guys have a great evening. And please stay warm. Stay off the road, especially if it's icing over there. Alrighty, gang. I'll talk to you guys later. Who dat, baby?
KK, New Orleans savior. We yelling black and gold to the Super Bowl. Black and gold to the Super Bowl.